Yes, you're on the air.
Yes, Howard, I've been wondering about something for a long time that I don't think you've ever addressed on the radio.
Yes.
And that is, what is your middle name?
Ophelia.
Oh, stop it. That's my middle name.
You're kidding.
Middle name
Mine is the same as yours.
is
Ophelia.
Alan.
What is it? Hobart. Kogar. Kogar. My middle name is Kogar.
How do you spell that?
C-O-G-A-R.
Okay.
Kogar.
E.R., but
Oh, is it E-R? That's Jackie's middle name, Kogar.
Yours is Alan.
Alan.
Alan?
I got some name. I have the worst name, Howard Allen.
Stern.
Hey, I almost wants Howard Allen. I was going to drop the Stern.
Really?
Anything. But the Howard is the problem, not Allen.
Why didn't you become Alan Stern?
Oh, I don't know. I'd forget and I'd say I'm Howard. It would sound stupid.
What about Fred and Jackie and Robin?
Well, Robin is Ophelia. Fred is... I don't know. I don't.
Fred is his middle name.
I think they looked at Fred and then they just said... Well, Fred is your middle name,
Yeah,
right?
Fred is
It
his
is
middle
now.
name.
Yes,
It is now?
it is now.
Fred is now your middle name?
Fred is now.
What was it before?
Oh, boy, we're on to
Before it was Leo.
What is it? So your name is now Fred Norris?
No. My
Fred.
What is your first name?
Fred squared. My first name now is Eric. It is Eric Fred Norris.
When did Eric work its way into this?
About 2 years ago. I had it legally changed.
Oh, I mean, Fred was never your name.
Fred was my original first name.
Okay.
I made it my middle name.
Your name was the
Where did
original.
Eric come
Was
from?
Leo your first name?
No, Leo was my middle name.
All right. So what was the name you were given when you were born?
Fred Leo. That would be the in order.
Now, why would you change your name legally to Eric?
Because I just like the look of it better on my charge cards. I like the name Eric better. I hated the name Fred. Always have hated the name Fred.
So you mean when you leave here, you're Eric?
No.
What's your wife call you?
What does my wife call me? She calls me Fred. Everybody calls me Fred.
Right.
I just
Can't
for legal
believe how
purposes.
bizarre you are.
There you
He
go.
changed it. Now, is it Fred or Frederick?
If I could get everybody to go along with that, I'd be fine.
You want
but
us to
I
call
know
you Eric?
That would never happen.
I'll call you Eric.
call you
Never
Eric.
happened.
If you really, if you've gone to the extent that you,
Yeah, why have a name that's just written nobody uses?
I mean, you legally. I mean,
I
for
legally
Fred
changed.
to actually go down and find out how to legally change your name is a big
That's a big
undertaking.
deal.
It's a
Yeah.
big deal.
Because Fred's intimidated by stuff like that.
And Fred never undertakes to do anything.
But I did it. To you.
Fred and Eric is Frederick.
Right. It's
I
kind of
see.
just reversing it.
Did you know any of this?
No, I'm shocked.
So Fred's name is Eric Fred Norris.
I got to tell you, for as long as I've known Fred, I was never sure what his last name was because he had one last name and then he said,
He
well,
had a different last
I
name.
thought it was a stage name and then I
Well,
found
no. When I first met Fred, I won't say what it is because I'm thinking
Right.
you're going to bring it up, but
Yeah.
he had a different last
There's
name.
still some people with that stupid name.
Right. Fred had a different last name.
Yes.
And,
Which was even worse.
right, which is a horrible name.
Right.
Weird.
And then
Yeah,
he
with
was...
The three
Fred
worst
Leo
names in
in
the world,
front
I
of
got
it.
Yeah.
stuck with them.
Yeah, right. And
It really was bad.
and then all of a sudden, Fred was a different name sometimes.
Yeah. And you didn't
And
know when.
I didn't know what to do, and I finally...
So it wasn't
because it's
officially
not a,
changed when you met him.
No,
No,
and
it was
no,
not.
he had his other name because that was his real father's name,
So he
Right,
was.
right.
and now he's his adopted father's
So he
name.
was
Correct.
vacillating.
Yeah.
Their names were that close?
yeah, see,
Yeah.
I thought Fred changed it because they sounded alike and it
No.
was better for
And
show business.
That's what I thought.
No, they're
too.
almost the same name.
It's almost the same
Fred
name.
Norris is almost the same as his other name.
Right. I thought that was just.
Oh, you didn't know that?
His invention. I thought that was
No,
his
no.
version.
No, but
his
you know why?
Americanized
Do you know why a
version.
lot of people don't know any of this? Because everyone's afraid to ask Fred.
No, but
And I was afraid. This is back in Hartford. I was afraid to ask him what his real name was.
I've spent a lot of time with Fred and talked about a lot of things. We never bridged that.
Man, you haven't had. I've had a few heart-to-hearts with Fred. And I've learned a lot of stuff you don't know
The
about
most
Fred.
amazing thing is when you change your name, isn't it usually because it's something that somebody's calling you all the time or that you
Yeah.
like? Why would you change
And
Like
they're
my-
going to use.
Like my
I
father's
just-
real
just
name.
liked it.
My father's real name is Bernard. But his parents couldn't pronounce the name they gave him because they were foreigners.
Right.
So they used to go Benny. But they were saying Bernie, but it sounded like Benny, so everyone started calling him Ben.
But he's still Bernard?
Yeah. So then, but Fred makes no sense because his name is
Nobody
Eric.
calls him Eric. Why would you pull that out of any
But his name isn't Eric. It's Leo or
As-
something.
Yeah, and why
Right.
would you change your name just so you
Eric.
could look at it on a charge card? Nobody's going to use.
No. He's now Eric
I
Norris.
see it. I see it. I'm comfortable with
So,
it.
Freddie, as of today, if you weren't doing something for show business, for legal purposes,
If
you had
I
to write
was-
your
if-
full name, what would it be?
If I wasn't doing this or known
Right.
for anything, I would be Eric Norris, and that would be it.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared of Fred.
Eric.
Yeah, so anyway, let's call him Eric.
Eric Fred.
There you
Eric, it would be hard at this point to call him
Yeah,
Eric.
that's what I'm saying. It'd be
I'll call him
ridiculous.
Eric.
Good luck. All right, and
didn't answer you.
Gary, you got a middle name?
Yeah.
What is it?
Patrick.
Delabate.
Although my
Del.
or my confirmation name,
Is-
because us Catholics love to take confirmation. It's Angelo.
Angelo.
Now, what's your whole name?
Gary Patrick Angelo Delabate.
You would think he was a king of Russia.
Really?
Wow.
A czar.
He's got so many names.
Every letter in
All right, sir, does that answer your question?
Yes,
Thank you.
F. Eric's wife.
Right.
Thank you.
There you go. Oh, that's not nice.
I tried.
I see. Now I realize what he was saying.
I didn't realize it either for a while.
F. Eric's wife. That's
So
wrong.
there it is. We work with Eric now.
Yeah, Eric. Eric von Strudel. Eric Norris. Fred Eric Norris. Eric Fred Norris.
There you go.
That is a weird. So we were just discussing it in the bathroom. That's where I go to talk about Fred during the commercials.
There you go.
Me, Jackie, Gump, and Scott DePace were all in there, and Tom, and Ed Moyer all talking about Fred's name,
Ed
Eric.
Moyer, too?
Everyone's in on it. No one can believe it.
I can't believe it.
What is the word?
Well, it's just, first of all, they can't believe that it happened, and they thought it was going to be a 3-hour show just on Fred changing his name to Eric. They couldn't believe it. You always learn something new
It's a
about
big
Fred.
surprise.
It was a big summit conference in the men's room.
Everybody getting
Yeah.
together to talk about Fred's name.
Jackie was telling me about the time he once got head-butted in high school, and he goes by this guy, and he had a really hard head. And I said, you know who else has a really hard head? And Jackie goes, who? I go, Eric.
And I laugh.
And Jackie left, and then we started talking about Eric, who was Fred. Turns out Fred, unbeknownst to us 2 years ago, went and changed his name legally to Eric.
Why wouldn't he tell us?
I don't know, but the only reason he did it
on the show.
it has no effect on the show, and also the only reason he did it because he liked the way it looked on a credit card.
Wow, that's a joke.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, what's the real reason?
I just wanted to change my name.
But you're not
Stick to the
using
credit
it.
card story.
Yeah, that's more normal.
I hated my other name, and that's the one I
You
like.
hated the name Fred.
Yeah.
And you like the name Eric, but meanwhile, nobody calls you Eric. Does your wife call
What
you
am I
Eric?
going to do? What am I going to do?
Does your wife
about
call you
that?
You
Eric?
don't tell
No.
anybody your name is Eric.
But at this point in time, I've been
I mean-
working in this business for how many years now?
No, but here's
Everybody
the
knows
point.
me as Fred.
Like Robin floated at one point by us, hey, I want to be called Robin Ophelia.
But you see, I never.
Well, it didn't work, but at least she tried. I'll give her
did
credit.
try. I told
Right.
people what I wanted at
Right.
least.
And we just couldn't get into
it would
it.
be
Exactly.
different if I said, you guys are really
Well, I
making a
saw how well
mistake
it worked with
because
Ophelia.
You won't call me Robin Ophelia.
Right.
And
All
you'd
right,
say,
you
I
floated
didn't
it.
know you wanted me to.
You floated it.
And it was
Fred
already
went out
there.
and legally changed his name to Eric.
Right.
and
This
then
is what
told no one.
Yeah, this is what the conference was about in the bathroom. It was like, well, why would you go to the trouble? Fred, who goes to no, he never goes to trouble.
Right.
Fred takes the easiest path.
You know what? I even have a legal question. When you get your name changed, don't you have to have a reason when you go to town hall?
I don't think so.
No?
Not really.
Do they ask you for what is the process of getting one's name changed?
Oh, you just have to go through a lawyer. You just fill out a bunch of paperwork, and then that's
Costs
it.
like
You don't even have to go
$1,000.
before
I
a
don't even think
judge.
it's that much.
Oh, you went to a lawyer,
A couple of hundred. Yeah, I went through a lawyer.
and you don't have to go into a judge or anything. The lawyer. And
They take
where did
care
you
of
find the lawyer to
take care
do
of
this?
The whole thing. It was through one of my accountants.
You have more than one accountant?
No, one accountant.
Really?
Yes.
But I was going to say, is it that complicated a picture?
Yeah,
But think of
really, what's the financial
Yeah, what's
picture if
going
you got
on?
a group of
You're being
accountants?
paid way too much money.
One accountant.
Did he
Think
ask
of
you
what's
why?
involved now. Fred now had to contact everybody: credit cards, phone company, electric bill.
And you changed all your credit cards and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Credit cards, the whole 9 yards. Every once in a while.
how do you
something will
spell it,
pop
by
On
the
your
way?
birth certificate, it now says Eric?
up. Yep,
And is it say ERIC?
that's correct.
What'd your mom think about it?
Well, she was happy with it. She's
Oh,
fine
she
with it.
knows?
Yeah.
Oh, you told her.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
did she say, why, Fred? I gave you a beautiful name.
No, she
Why you give me that, Fred?
always knew that I had, because the whole thing was.
Back in Latvia, they know you as Freddy.
Yo is a great name in Latvia.
No, the whole thing is I always was like a little pissed off at her. Why did you give me that stupid name?
Yeah, but I mean, but what good is it if no one calls you that name?
It just makes me feel good. It's
Really?
like Robin gets a
Why
little
would-
tattoo and she knows what the meaning is. No one else knows what her
Yeah,
tattoo
but you can see
means.
the tattoo.
Fine.
Why
but
would
it's
you
like,
say
You know what I'm saying?
even
It's
in
for
your-
you. It's
All right,
not for anybody else.
Forget
It's for
your
you.
business
But
life.
why bother changing?
Forget your business life.
It's for you.
Why not
What
in your
difference does it make?
personal
Is
life
it
say,
is it
"I'm Eric
changing
now"?
anybody's life in
I
any
know.
way?
What is it?
Now, Paul Campbell, our accounting guy, just came and said that Fred gave him a memo saying that from now on his name should be changed. And
Well, that was because of tax things. Tax things are coming up wrong.
A memo. Couldn't you just go up to the guy and say, call me Eric?
I did. I mean, he asked me to write it down, so
Oh, okay.
John's twisting the story a little bit, but that's okay.
No, he just came and told me that. He said,
Well, then he's twisting the story himself.
Wow.
He asked me for the.
So you became Eric 2 years ago. You didn't tell any of us. You told your mom. Did you tell anyone else?
Yeah, my wife.
You told your wife, and that was it.
That's it.
he had come up to me and Fred and told me that he hates Fred, right?
No, we know that. But I'm saying, what good is being Eric if nobody calls?
If you hate Fred, you don't add Eric.
It's more for me.
Yeah.
It's more
and then,
for me.
not only that, now it's confusing. You go into a store, and someone's calling you Fred, and then you go to pay, and you hear Eric, and it's like...
How often does that happen?
I
Excuse
don't
me.
know.
Hi, I'm buying a purchase
Wait,
here,
if
and my
you're
name
in a
is Fred.
store-
But call me Eric.
If you're in a store and somebody yells out Eric, do you turn around?
I
No.
would, sure.
No, who's going to yell at Eric?
He turns. No, I'm just saying. You know.
Do you recognize the name Eric as your name now? I mean, do you like if someone says Eric? That's a good question, and you suddenly turn around to see if it's
I
you,
probably have to think about it twice because everybody's been calling me Fred for so many years, but I do recognize it. Yeah.
and you see yourself as an
But
Eric.
who would it?
Yeah. More as an Eric than I did a Fred.
Right. We should maybe call him Eric.
I
It's
think
funny.
we should.
I don't think that's going to happen, but that's.
Who inspired Eric? I mean, was there an Eric in your life that you felt?
Oh, you know what it was? I asked my mother. I says, "Why did you name me Fred?" She says, "Well, that wasn't my first choice."
Right.
I says, "What was your first choice?" She says, "Eric." I says, "That's a great name. Why didn't you name me Eric?" She said, "Well, it was my old boyfriend's name, and your father didn't like it." I said, "Well, I liked it." So that was.
Right. And so, how did you come up with Fred?
She came up with Fred because my grandfather. She
Is
named
Fred.
it my grandfather.
Right. And he was a great guy.
I have no idea. Never
Right,
met great grandfather.
I see.
She liked him.
I'll call him Eric.
Go ahead. Is it going to be weird that I'll be calling him Fred and you'll be calling him Eric?
Be like in two
Obviously,
time
he
zones.
doesn't have a problem with it.
I would call him Eric, but I feel at this point, you know.
That's why I never enforce it. It's like that's why I never
I
went
like
with
Eric
him.
Fred
And not only
Norris.
that, you got like Redface over here who'd be taking
Red
shots
face.
at me all the time.
Right. How about Frerick? So we know it's
Nah,
Fred.
I don't think so.
Frerick.
I don't think so.
George.
That's a permutation I'm not comfortable with.
George.
George Norris.
I just think it's funny that Fred, out of all the things that he doesn't do, he got it together to go to a lawyer,
so
change his name.
There you go.
He changed all his credit cards. He contacted his phone company. He had to go to the bank and change all his
All
bank
his
statements.
magazines, I guess, and everything.
And he did that all for himself so that he'll get mail that says Eric.
For
You
me.
think at some point he's like, geez, what a pain in the ass it is changing my name. I got to go through all this and
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, but and
I did
why?
it
If
for
nobody's,
me.
in other words, if everyone was calling him Eric, that's cool.
There's no
but there's no reason.
Well, I
Well,
even
to
think.
you, there's no reason. It makes me feel good. And
Like,
that's-
I even
But I don't see how it makes
and
you
that's
feel good.
all that matters.
I don't see how it makes you feel
Well,
good.
that's because
No,
you
that's
don't
because you don't-
understand Fred.
Yeah.
I don't understand you. I admit it.
That's
I'm
okay.
just trying to
There are
understand. Don't get
things-
angry.
No, I'm
I'm just trying to understand. I like you, Eric.
Did it replace Leo? Did you pull
Oh,
out
yeah,
Leo
that's
and put
gone. That's
Eric
burned.
in?
That's totally burned.
But was
Why
that the
didn't
reason
you
to put
get
Eric
rid
there?
of the Fred? Because
Yeah,
you hate
why did you
Fred.
put Fred as your middle name if you hate it so much?
I'll have to keep it for some sort of like,
you
balance or something like that, just
That
because
could
of
be your
professional
stage
reasons
name.
or whatever.
Just
Eric-
a stage
Why?
name.
Eric Fred Norris?
That's it.
But
See,
why
I was
would you
thinking-
have
That's the
to
legal
keep-
name, and Fred Norris is what.
See, I was thinking, like, Freddie, how old are you now? How old are
40.
you? Right. Okay, so you were 38 when you did this.
Yeah.
So you've already gone such a great. You've already gone
Hated it all
38
those
years.
I
No, you
feel
don't
much
understand
better-
something.
I feel much better now that I changed it.
But he didn't change it to anyone except to himself.
I don't see how your
That's
name
okay.
has changed when everybody's calling you Fred.
I know. I guess maybe he's just at the first step. Fred divorced his name and didn't tell anyone.
There you go.
Well, what about on your marriage certificate? Did you have that changed too?
That was changed before I got married.
Or you mean you got married
You
as
put
Eric?
on
yeah.
it?
So it's not valid.
How long you been married?
For almost 2 years now.
Oh, I see. So you
It was
changed
actually
your name?
over 2 years ago that I
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So first you changed your name, and then when you got married, you on the wedding certificate it says Eric Norris.
Right.
She married Eric.
She married Eric.
married Eric. So.
Poor Fred.
There you go.
Still not married.
Yeah, he wishes now she
Well,
married
maybe,
Fred.
now maybe there's a loophole, like
Yeah, right.
stayed out, but I don't think so.
Did she call you Eric at home?
No.
Please.
Is there anyone now calling you Eric beside yourself?
Creditors. That's about
Right.
it.
Wait, like the phone rings and it said, "Hi,
Strangers.
I'd like to speak to Eric Norris."
Well,
And you
then
go,
I know
"Hi."
there's something with my.
And that doesn't confuse you.
No, it does not.
Right.
Absolute strangers. Call him Eric.
It does not.
Wow. Anyway, I don't know.
You can't say enough of this, can you?
No, I can't. I want to just get to the news. I know.
Just say
It's
it.
fascinating. It is. It's fascinating that a guy would change his name and not tell anybody.
There's got to be something that.
And Fred is not Frederick. It's
No,
just Fred.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I really don't care. I'll be honest with you.
Do too well.
I know more.
It would be Eric, Fred, Eric.
I know more stuff about Fred, but I don't even dare bring it up. Go ahead.
Well, he gets crazy. He gets mental.
It's mental. Fred's the guy who needs to write a book.